the Phakisa Freeway, the Phakisa 200. This is a mix-up of 111 Sports and Saloons, Volkswagen Challenge, and the Autobarn Super Hatch category contenders, all coming out to do battle. Teaming up sometimes, some guys on their own, for the whole 200Ks, about 45 to 50 laps, depending on the car and the setup you've got. A compulsory pit stop is required throughout the race. You've got to do it at some point, and not in the first 5 and not in the last 5. You've got to get out there quickly, because it's only 3 minutes that you have to be in the pit lane. A couple of adjustments being made now from the sprint races to get these cars ready for a slightly more endurance type race. Looking forward to seeing the action as we've got over 50 cars on track now for the 200. All getting ready to go out there and do battle. I think at the front end, you'll keep an eye out on the kind of contenders at the front will be the Orangis. They've got a very fast Porsche 944. Creel will definitely be there with Robin Kruger. They've both got some great lap times around here. The Toys are going to partner up in their little Honda Civic coming out of Trans-Africa Racing. And we're looking forward to Adrian Dalton also being there with Wayne Labochki in the Golf. But they are now ready to go. It's the Porsche that leads things out. And we're on board with Harry Orangis as we start the 200. 200K is about to head your way, and it also goes into slightly dusk, maybe even to dark conditions, depending on how quickly that big ball falls out the sky. Ladies first into turn 1, and it's Robin Kruger getting a great jump on the field in her boyfriend's car there, Stian Creel, the Spaniard Polo. We've just seen him in action in the Volkswagen Challenge, but look at that, Rob. 50 cars going through turn 1. And so far, everybody just seems to have squeezed through.
Earlier we said that the Phakisa Freeway has a lot of track to work with, but it doesn't look so much now with all 50 cars out on track. But what a great shot here filtering through, and what a great way to end and a beautiful day's racing here at the Extreme Festival of Motorsport. Great to see Nick Martin out on track after his terrible day. He's teamed up with Sean Besterman, and then watch out for the Van Vledders. Henry and Alka also out on track doing a single driver, so that is really brave. 200Ks around Phakisa, single stuff. It takes a brave man and a woman to do that. Oh, we already have incident here on lap number 1.
The police are taken out. The radar has been taken out right from the word go, so we don't have to worry about them at all. Let's see here. Stoltz having to take evasive action as they all got into the toe of the boot. The Alpha now sitting in about 5th or 6th place there. Great start as we go on board here with Garland. And the Autobarn Jonas Way Honda hanging tough. Brett Garland will be looking forward to a good battle. He's going to be joined with Jeff Kruger in this little one. The toy is running wide, so as we normally see in Autobarn Super Hatch, the two Hondas very evenly matched and staying side by side through Incini 2 onto the back straight.
Do these guys and girls know they have 200Ks to do? This is only the opening lap, and already we've had some bashing and barging and going around the outside and tires squealing. So plenty of racing action still to go with the 200Ks. But what a way to end the day here, as it looks like it is still the lady driver out front. That's Robin Kruger. So just taking it easy is some of the big contenders. The Orangis, watch out for them. The Toys, we've spoken about them. And Johan Hatting, watch out for car number 13, the single driver. He'll definitely start coming through the field and potentially finishing in that top 3.
Labochki and Dalton. I think it's Dalton at the wheel at the moment. He started the race, and he's got Van Vledder. That's Alka right on his tail. Johan Hatting starting to make his way through, as you said, in the 350Z. Definitely a car to watch out for. That 350 is very quick, and nice to see this as well. A couple of buckies thrown in for the mix and having some fun too. Always great to see the variety here in the Phakisa 200.
It would be nice if we could get a cameraman on the back of that bucky, strapped down to the back. We get some awesome shots there as we went on board there with Ian Cotwell coming through the field as well. Again, the Honda Civics doing a massive battle there with a couple of Golfs right on their tail. So great mixture of cars here. We got some VW past and present cars, the Civics, and of course then we've got the big cars like the beautiful Alfa Romeo. Oh, it's car number 46. That's Trevor Stringer in that car. He's unfortunately spun out there, but back on track. That's the nice thing about this race as well. If you spin out, just get back into the track because you have plenty of time to get yourself up as close to the front of the leaderboard as possible.
Looking at the Alfa Polo battle at the front here, and this is on board the Stradale Motorsport 944 Turbo. A little bit of extra crack from that turbo might get Harry to the front. Can he squeeze through? Yes, he can. Orangi's just getting onto the front end for the first time. So Harry Orangi's now leads things out in the Evolve Fluid Systems Porsche. Right on his tail is Robin Kruger, and we're on board with the young lady right now. Usually fighting hard in her Ford Computer Mouse, but this time getting a drive in the Polo. And let me tell you something, this young lady has got some exceptional talent when it comes to front-wheel drive cars.
Beautiful camera view there, as it looks like on the inside there. Yep, going to make the move. That's Tony Sharp in the beautiful Alfa Romeo Giulietta. So the two turbo cars look like they are out front now. And here comes a Honda Civic. The Dutoy is not too far behind, so starting to really put the hammer down and close in on Robin Kruger, who has been our early leader here, but still trying to fight back. Is Kruger going into turn 1? Getting very tasty there with the Alfa Romeo. But decides to just sit behind there now. No point in racing and getting barged off the track. Remember, still plenty of laps to do around Phakisa.
Normally aspirated versus turbos at the front end. There comes a very quick Golf, and that is Adrian Dalton and Leboczki sharing that machine. 4 Golf 1s, all fighting hard. Problems here, unfortunately. Piet Versace and Hilton Eckling having an issue there in the ex-Darren Nathan car. So Nathan's Motorsport will hope that car can make it back so they can get it sorted out. Coming into pit lane, a little bit too early for Philip Meyer.
We got a problem, bit of a misfire. We're trying to figure it out quickly, see what's going on.
Issues here for Roy Aubrey in that Mopar-powered Alfa Romeo. Looks like he's out.
We've been battling with the car the whole weekend, and I went out now and there's a hell of a vibration, so we'll try and put other tyres on and see if we can just go out for a while and play, but the race for us is over.
A couple of cars with some issues early on, Rob. That's a big concern. But if they have got issues, they can also make use of those issues. That one's completely delaminated.
We seem to have a problem. It looks like the shock's rubbing the wheels. We had the problem yesterday. We thought we fixed it. Obviously we haven't. Now we sent other drive out so hope we can conserve the fuel and finish.
And Eva Hazen will certainly be a man who can get to the front again if they can get that issue sorted out. Speaking of the front end, this is what it looks like so far. Not really much of a change other than Hutting making his way to the front end there. Johan Hutting in the 350Z now on the tailpiece of the Porsche. A couple of cars starting to run wide here. Tyre, there's a puncture.
Definitely a problem there for car number 28. That's Valdo Swiggers, so he's going to have to make his way back into the pits and do a tyre change and then head back out on track. Good racing here further down the field. Problems there. It looks like that same Van Nieuwenhuizen car. That's Robert Grieve driving the car, so maybe still the issues there with the tyres rubbing, and off track goes that car.
Certainly not working well for the Peugeot. Let's have a look at that turn 4 incident once again as the police get taken out. I think it was Yanni van Rooyen and Gerard Henning that might have been involved there as well, as Renault got slightly turned around. He eventually kept it in the straight line, and some more issues for another Honda on the sideline. I think that might be the partnering up of 2 men with 4 first names, Justin Gordon and Rodney Norman.
Well, they've got a problem with their bumper at the moment.
Yeah, looks like it's been ripped off the back. And now coming into the clutches of second place man Hutting as he starts to close in on the Porsche. But of course Harry Arangis is a usual contender in this class, and particularly in this race knows exactly what to do. You've got to make the passes stick, you've got to get through on the back markers as soon as you can and use those back markers to your advantage. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. 4 or 5 Polos and Golf 1s, a little Opel as well. Looks like Dan Hauser in there too as he comes up under the clutches of our leader.
Keegan Pottas and Piet Potgieter are dicing for 21st and 22nd position there. But like you said, Greg, it's all about getting through the back markers cleanly. You do not want to make a mistake and cost your race here by making a silly move. But you can see it really is all about getting track position out on track at the moment and making your way through the cars. Remember, over 50 cars still circulating out on track, even though we've got 1 or 2 parked there, including our Bucky. So unfortunately, the Bucky hasn't made it through the Phakisa 200. But look at that beautiful Nissan 350Z coming through there, dicing with a Polo. So great to see so many cars with a little Corsa just on their tail as well.
Locking up of brakes at this stage is kind of what's expected. The brakes have worked hard. It is pretty much a relatively easy braking circuit. There's 2 or 3 sections where you've got to climb on the brakes hard, but the rest is pretty much plain sailing and smooth running. And all these cars starting to get back into the Craig Priestley now in that machine, the 2-litre Ford Laser. And seems to be going a little bit better. We saw his teammate getting out of shape. It's time for some pit stops and cars starting to peel in here. The strategy side of things starts to come into play big time now.
And you can see, Greg, the turbo cars, they're going to have to refuel because remember, 200Ks, they won't last on a fuel tank of fuel. There's some technical issues that you've also got to sort out in pits. But cars like this, the Honda Civic, there will be no refueling. It's literally that driver change, sort out some 1 or 2 issues with the tires, wash the windscreen, and out you go again.
This is the man that I fought with last year at this race, where Jeff Kruger came out and nearly went and beat all of the usual contenders. Now, when you get out the car, you have to take one wheel off. The driver has to get out the car and wash the windscreen, put the wheel back on. Once you've got going, 3 minutes is up and back on track.
Unbelievable. A long time in a car, but a lot of fun. Test your concentration, but excellent. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Better than doing 12 laps. And get you thinking, get you concentrating a little longer. It's awesome.
It is really an awesome battle. Second place man coming in now. Hutting in the Nissan 350Z, going to be doing a quick refuel and get that pit stop all sorted out.
Hot, but very nice. I enjoy it. Thank you.
Hot, but very nice. I suppose that's the way to go, hey? A man, a few words, but doesn't have to worry because he's sitting in second place at the moment. Dalton now hands over to Leboczki. Let's catch up with him.
I love the endurance races. There's so many competitors, 40-odd cars on the grid, in and out. Everybody's having a jaw out there. It's a must-do for everybody. I just hope everybody enjoys as much as me.
I think everybody has. Ian Cotwell coming in now. Let's have a quick squiz at a 3-minute pit stop at 1,000% less. Or let's do some time lapse as we get in here. Have a look at this. This is how it goes in time lapse. Awesome stuff. Out. Change the wheel. Wash the windscreen. Colonel Custard into the car. Anytime now. Please, Chris Davison. And he'll be taking over from Cotwell. And they'll make their way back out on track. Seatbelts on. Gloves on. And away they go.
That was the worst excuse for cleaning a windscreen I've ever seen in my life.
You must come down to the Zassel just near us and you'll see exactly how to do it properly. Davison on track once again. And there goes the Mike Briggs type car. Oh, problems on the sideline. There's a Polo parked as our Porsche and the leader comes into pit lane. Harry Arangis has done all the hard work now. He's going to hand over to Charles, and Charles literally has to just bring it home. So all the hard work being done by the older of the two.
They're coming into pits, they literally just pull that wheel off and put it back on. There's no tyre change involved. So they'll stay on the same tyres, but you have to do that mandatory pull the wheel off. So you'll see the mechanic now as they come in. He's going to pull the wheel off, and then it's back out on track after a little windscreen wash.
And much better stuff coming from him.
Well, just going to try and win like we always do, buddy. See you now.
We will see you now.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they've done on the last couple of seasons. They've done a great job. Ooh, out of shape stuff in the background. Is that Alta's car by the looks of things? Yeah, I think Alta van Wyk getting a little bit sideways in the purple people eater, but that's kind of what happens at this stage of the race, Rob. Tyres are starting to cry out, particularly if you're on a lower budget type car, and the tyres basically will be at a situation where they're not used to. Normally used to about 10 or 12 laps of sprinting, and now with almost 40 odd laps done, Mal Spur doing a good job there and now being closed down by Charles Arangis. What's happened up into second place though? Let's have a quick squiz at the leaderboard at this stage of the race. It looks like Hutting might be under a bit of threat, and I think we're in a little bit of a change up as the Detoys and Steon Creel start to come back at that 350Z.
Not only the car drivers are taking strain out on track, but probably with the most arm pump has got to be the marshals waving those blue flags, because it's literally, they don't even know who's who anymore. They're just waving the blue flags as all 50 cars plus come steaming through once again. And like you said, not only tyres take a beating here, but also the brakes. Looks like a flat tyre there as well for car number 64.
Mal Spur.
Yeah, Mal Spur, and she was in looking good for a top 30 position as the yellow flags come out and the safety car. So remember, you have to sit behind the safety car, and look, a lot of drivers doing the clever thing, pulling into the pits and using the safety car time out on track to do your pit stop.
And good strategy from the Detoys, because they've got past Hutting and now going to use the safety car to make their pit stop, so they won't lose any time and they should still be able to stay out. Here's that purple people leader we're talking about, Marius Lotz and Andre, who got out of shape there. Fortunately, looks like their race might be done and dusted. Jeff Kruger now sitting at the front end of this race as the pace car pulls into pit lane. Kruger at the front. He'll be looking for Rangis and Rangis to possibly get through. He won't have an answer, I don't think, in the Civic to take on the big 944 Turbo. But remember, they're already a couple of laps ahead, so he doesn't really have to fight with them. But Jeff Kruger is always up for a fight. We had a great dice a couple of seasons ago in this event.
There's a husband and wife battle a little bit further down for 7th and 8th place. It's Henry van Vletter with Alka van Vletter, Nick Martin and Sean Besterman just behind them in 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is Chris Davison and Ian Cotwell at the moment. So they'll be looking to, if you can finish anywhere in the top 30 in a race like this, it really is a big achievement. And at the moment, we saw Mal Spur with those issues with the tyre, but she's got back out on track and looking for that top 30.
Well, there goes the leader. That's Charles Arangis just getting through on that battle. You just mentioned the two Golf ones of Batman and Bat Lady. Oh, Two-Face out of shape. Well, it's kind of like a DC battle out there at the moment. That little Polo, unfortunately, hasn't ended up where he wanted to be, and he got out of shape there properly. But Bob Liga back on track. He's partnered up with Mark Ackerman, so Mark and Mike doing a good job out there in the Polo.
First of the single drivers out on track at the moment is still Johan Hutting. He's still doing a good job, but like you said, lost a lot of time to the Detoys because of that safety car pit stop. Remember, he couldn't gain any time out on track sitting behind the pit stop, the safety car. So that really has cost him a little bit for that final podium position. Let's see if he can make up the time. But it's all about the Rangis out front at the moment. The Detoys in the Civic. Steon Creel and Robin Kruger still running in the podium position there. So great job in the little VW.
Now, this is nice to see also in the thick of it. The Hills car there, Cara at the wheel at the moment. In fact, came in, wanted to do the pit stop, and Paul was waiting to jump in, and she wouldn't let him back into the seat. She was having so much fun.
Yeah.
Right, there comes our leader into the pit stop, and I'm not quite sure why he's coming in. Maybe just a splash and dash. Could be a fuel issue there for the Porsche. And checkered flag is also looking like it could be coming out here for him too. He's going to take the checkered flag inside pit lane. What is that? What is this, Michael Schumacher style?
Look at the marshal saying, you do know that the checkered flag is waiting for you. Go back out on track and finish the race. So a little bit of confusion there for Arunji's out front, but the checkered flag has indeed come out. And it looks like everyone is going to cross the line and end off what has been an incredible day's action of racing here at the Extreme Festival of Motorsport.
Arian Schall taking the victory over Mark and Jonathan du Toit. Then it's Stian Kriel and Robin Kruger. Hutting finishes in 4th. Donny Daisel and Verity Anjabert coming through for the top 5. Nick Martin had a good one there with Sean Besterman in the RDG Opel. He just beat out Chris Davison and Cotwell for top 10 honours. And all the way through the field, great battles in the Phakisa 200. Let's find out from Schall what actually went wrong on that final lap.
With a bit of a controversy there at the end, we were actually running out of fuel, and yeah, I don't know. We made a call to say splash and dash. We didn't know how many laps. You know, we kind of used to with endurance racing that we at least have life timing and all that. So made it a bit difficult. We at least, I don't know. We made it. We won 3rd one in a row. So I can't say thanks enough to obviously to my dad that. He's the main driver. I mean, he did most of the race. So, no, we're very happy. So, yeah, and thanks to the team. Brilliant pit stop and a brilliant car.